Hey, what's up my people? This is IceRestrict12 bringing you my Orcust Eldlich deck profile. This is going to be the last Orcust Eldlich deck profile you're going to see in a while. With the new format coming in, I am going to be moving on to Eldlich Zombie World. I've been wanting to try that deck out. I've been playing it online and it's actually very smooth. It's probably the way that Eldlich was meant to be played. So I want to go ahead and give that a shot. Now, don't get me wrong, Orcust Eldlich is great. It's a great deck, especially going first. It is by far stronger than Eldlich Zombie World going first, but going second, that is where Eldlich Zombie World kind of evens things out, and it's got its own strengths. I mean, they both do, but I just want to play something different for the next format. But hey, if you want to play this deck, it looks like Harp Horror might be unbanned in the next ban list. So hey, this deck is just gonna get stronger. Okay, so without further ado, guys, here is my Orcust Eldlich deck profile. Got second place at locals. Enjoy. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, we play 2 copies of the man himself, Eldlich the Golden Lord. The reason we play 2 and not 3 is because you usually only gonna have 1 on the field at a given time. 3 can get a little bricky, and 1, if you get called by the grave, then that basically shuts off half of your deck. The other thing we play is we play 3 copies of Girsu, the Orcust Knight. This is the best starter of the deck. You want to see this card in your opening hand. It just helps you set up all your Orcust monsters in the graveyard, get some tokens so that you can go into some link monsters. The next one, we play 1 Orcust Nightmare. This is very crucial for you to be able to start your Orcust combos. This one right here is the one that will send the Whirlwind from your deck to your graveyard. And then we also play the Symbol Skeleton. That one is great for the grind game. It's another one that maybe, once you're a couple turns into the game, if you have a Link or XYZ Orcust monster in the graveyard, you don't have to go through the process of bringing it the right way. You can just special summon it from the graveyard. And the last one, just because it's a part of the combo, you won 1 Whirlwind. That card is very bricky, so you don't want to draw it. So 1 is the perfect ratio. That way you don't really see it. You'll see it every now and then that is when cards like Barricade Board Blocker come in very handy because they help you dump those cards out of your hand. Okay. Moving on onto the spells, we play 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. The reason we play Prosperity over Extravagance is because it helps us dig for that one specific card that we need, and this is usually the main way in which you're going to get your Orcust combo online, because Girsu is a very vital card to make this deck work. So we run 3 of this one. We run 3 copies of Orcust Eldlich. This one should be self-explanatory. Pay 8, feel great, get all your golden land cards and your golden lord. The next one, this card is great. I run 3 copies of Foolish Burial Goods. It helps you get your crescendos and grave so that you can go ahead and look for your Girsu. Again, you can kind of see the theme here. Getting Girsu online as soon as possible is kind of a thing for this deck. But so it interacts with Crescendo, but it also interacts with every other Eldlich trap card. Then this is a very strong going first deck, but it is not that great going second. So Forbidden Droplet is one of those few cards that is going to help us go second. When you start and if you go second and your opponent already has an entire board build up, it can be very hard to navigate through that. So Forbidden Droplet will help you break those boards. And the cool thing about these cards is that they all have effects in the graveyard. So it kind of sucks that you have to discard 1 or 2 or 3 cards from your hand, but at least those cards have recurrence because they will set you up for the next turn, worst case scenario. And then we play 1 Call by the Grave, because almost every deck relies on monsters on their graveyard for one thing or another, but also so that you can get your combos off if you happen to go first. Okay. Alright guys, moving on. Now we're gonna go ahead and go over the traps. There are a lot of them. Like I said, this is a going first deck. So turn 1, you're gonna be setting a lot of traps. Alright. First, we play 3 copies of the best Elixir card. We're gonna play 3 copies of Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine. Very strong, gets you your Eldlich, and also once it hits the grave, allows you to set a golden land card from your deck. We play 3 copies of the best golden land card, Conquistador of the Golden Land. This is just destruction, and the cool thing about it as well is that it does not target. So it destroys and it does not target. The other one we play, this is mainly because of the meta. We play 3 Huaqueros of the Golden Land. Usually I like to run 3 Conquistador, 2 Huaqueros, and 1 Guardian, but right now with the meta, 3 Huaqueros is probably the way to go. The next one, this card right here is MVP, Orcust Crescendo. What this card does is if you control an Orcust Link monster, it allows you, it's an omni negate, and not only negates, but it also banishes the card, so it's great. Also, if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and it gets you an Orcust monster onto your hand. The next one, 3 Solemn Strike, just more interruptions for your opponent. It's pretty universal. Every deck special summons, every deck uses monster effects. And then the other interruption that we run is 3 Torrential Tributes. Golden Lord, when he's brought into the field from the graveyard, cannot be destroyed. And also once you have Dengirsu on the field, it protects all your cards from destruction. So this card will not affect you at all. And then finally, we play 1 Imperial Order. Once you have turn 1, once you set up your field, you really don't rely on spell cards. So Imperial Order will not hurt you at all. Alright guys, and finally we're going to go over the extra deck. We run 2 copies of Dengirsu, the Orcust of the Evening Star. The reason why we run 2 and not 3 is because you really don't make them that many times. And also if he's in the graveyard, you can just bring him with Symbol Skeleton. We run 1 copy of the OG, Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. That one, you can bring him onto the field with any XYZ monster, but you just gotta be careful because a lot of your cards will lock you into certain monsters. So like the Crescendos will lock you into Dark Machines, the Nightmares will lock you into Dark, and the Elixir cards will lock you into Zombies. So you just gotta be very careful. If you need the Zeus, try not to activate any of those cards. But if you do, then you won't be able to. But you know, every now and then you get to actually bring it onto the field. Then we play a copy of Rail Cannon and another Rail Cannon as well. We play the Gustav Max and the Juggernaut Levate. This card right here, the Gustav Max, comes in clutch. It helps you close games, and this one as well. But I feel like this one, especially, game 2, because this is a control deck, so your duels would be a little bit long. I've won a couple, well, not a couple, I won several duels where we're game 2, maybe my opponent is beating me by like 1,000 life points, and just the seconds before the game expires, I just pulled out Gustav Max, detach 2,000, and win by time. So it's a great card, comes in clutch. In case you end up with 2 Golden Land trap monsters, we play the Constellar Pleiades. That one's great. Just detach 1 card, and then you get to bounce 1 card back to the hand. And then we also have Chronomaly Vimana. This one negates monster effects. You don't really go into that one too much because it's a very defensive card, but when you do, it's very helpful. Finally, we have, this is the most important card of the extra deck, Galatea, the Orcust Automaton. This one here is what enables you to have that Omni Negate with Orcust Crescendo. You want 3 of them. Most of the time you're only going to use 2, but every now and then you'll go against a deck that gets rid of cards in the extra deck, and they know you rely on that, so they will target that. So you want to have at least 3. Then we go into another Orcust. This is Lungirsu. You don't really make him, but every now and then you will. And just another Orcust Link monster in case you have to get Orcust Crescendo online. The next one, Vampire Sucker, comes out every now and then. Link Rebo, because that one you can make them with the tokens that you get with Girsu. This card right here, very important guys, run a Barricade Board Blocker. This is the card that gets rid of cards in your hand. That is the main function. And every now and then it'll get you your Curse Outlands. But this card right here guys, when you break that Whirlwind, when you break that Golden Lord, and you have a spell or trap to pop something on the field with, or it's turn 1, this card right here guys, it's clutch. Definitely run 1 Barricade Board Blocker. And then your Link Spider for those times when you have a Golden Land spell or trap and you need to send it to the graveyard so that you can have recursion for next turn. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. That was my Orcust Eldlich deck profile. I got second at locals with it, and it's a great going first deck. Not that great going second, but you can navigate through some boards. This is the last deck profile that I'm gonna do for a while with Orcust Eldlich, as I am moving on to Eldlich Zombie World. I've been play testing it. It seems like a very fun deck, so we're gonna probably play it for the next format. But keep an eye out, guys. If you want to build this deck, right now will be a good time because it looks like Harp Horror might be on ban. And if that happens, this deck is going to get even better. All right, guys? So thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed my content, just go ahead and like, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy.